Most important thing tonight, have fun, respect each other as opponents, all right? Yep. Respect the game of football.
Rob Kueneman is one of the most well-known officials in North Dakota. His whistle has taken him all over the country, officiating at some of the highest levels.
Most of my success has been the college basketball floor, you know, the Big Ten tournaments, the NCAA tournaments, the, you know, 3 of the last 4 Summit League finals, you know, things like that kind of stick out to you.
One of Kueneman's closest friends comes from the reffing fraternity too. Mark Riggs has been wearing the stripes for over 2.5 decades.
Devil's Lake, 1994, I just moved to town and a guy came out and said, "Hey Mark, do you think about refereeing?" I said, "Nope, no interest." And they said, "Well, if you think about it, there's one more rules clinic in Jamestown." And for some reason, I got in a car and drove to Jamestown, went to the rules clinic, and started refereeing high school basketball.
Yeah, I remember some of the first times I reffed with him. I mean, you know, we had good and bad moments. But yeah, I mean, it's always been good, and it's always, you know, good to work with people that you can trust. You know, Mark is one of those people that, you know, I can trust with my family and with the most precious things in your life.
And I'm running in, and can I show the guy?
They've relied on each other like teammates, which is important when your profession requires spending more time on a field or basketball court than in your own living room during the fall and winter.
Fortunately, I'm blessed that I have a very supportive family, and they understand it, and that's all Caden knows is, you know, come basketball season, since he was little, Dad's going to be gone for a while.
It was tough. I mean, like, especially when I was younger, and then he was gone pretty much all winter. But as I've gotten older, being able to kind of follow him around and go to some of his collegiate games has been, I mean, that's kind of been an experience that I wouldn't have gotten otherwise. I mean, it's been different. It's kind of a unique experience, but something that I wouldn't trade for anything else.
And that's what makes this fall particularly special. Riggs and Kueneman, who primarily work basketball,
Balls away,
are officiating high school football for the first time in 8+ years. The reason?
We can spend some quality time and some fun time with our son.
He's young. Hey, he's young. He can run after that stuff. That's what we got him out here for.
It's a 5-man officiating crew featuring Rob and his son Caden, Mark and his son Kelvin, and Mark's son-in-law Tyler. A father-son dream turned reality.
I think it was kind of mutual. It was something, because I started last year, and then it was something that I knew that he's done it in the past, so it was just kind of, "Hey Dad, would you want to be the white hat for our crew if we got one together?" And
Rob had called me and talked to me about maybe the possibility of putting something together with our sons, and I was all over it. I'm like, absolutely. A couple weeks ago when we worked our first game, I had a blast. I mean, you know, you asked if we were nervous. Yeah, I was nervous. I'll be honest with you. I get nervous before any game, but I was nervous last week. But I catch myself watching Calvin and watching, you know, the boys, and I got to be careful because I know there's a game going on, but I want to watch the kids too, so it's tough.
Hey, Calvin, you never want to, only if he asks. You know what I'm saying?
He's, you know, in my ear telling me, you know, do this, do that. You know, he's kind of critiquing me the whole way, which is fine. You know, it was the same way having him as a coach in baseball. So it's kind of the same thing with that. You know, he's kind of just coaching me on the field the whole time.
The family time is the focal point, but the added benefit comes in the form of getting younger people behind the whistle. Certainly a good call when considering the reffing shortage across the country.
It can be expensive to get uniforms, to get guys into it. There's all kinds of factors of why, you know, we have trouble with, you know, fan behavior. We can get into all kinds of things. I know the play you're talking about.
Yep.
Okay? Is that fair enough?
Yep.
Huge problem. Not just at every level, of every sport.
Your own coaches right there saw the same thing.
The fans and some of the things that they say and do to the young officials, to be honest with you, that's what's driving them out. You know, they don't get paid enough. They don't get paid a lot to put up with the abuse that they endure during the game, and that's sad. You know, that's one of the things that I wish. You know, I don't know what we can do about it, to be honest with you. I know how passionate as a parent I would be, I guess. You know, I understand that part of it, but they cross the line, and that's what's, you know, the guys get into it, and then they're like, "Mark, why should I go out there for $55, $60 and put up with that for 2 hours? I have no response for that."
Throwing your son into that fire.
Right. Yeah, it is, but you know what? I mean, I think that, you know, like I said, if you learn how to communicate and learn how to deal with that, those parents have a vested interest, we all understand that, but you got to be able to deflect that, and a lot of people, I just can't do that.
it's tough sometimes, like especially, I feel like kind of the younger ages that you go especially, sometimes parents are worse at those levels, and that's where you start. And I know that I've tried to get like a lot of my friends into refereeing to do games with me, and it's something that they try, and then they're like, "Why do you do this? Like this isn't any fun." And and it's kind of one of those things where if you learn how to communicate with those people and you can like develop relationships with coaches throughout the game, then I figure that it gets better for you throughout that game. And but it is a problem, and it's something that I think that we need to solve in order to get more people to officiate.
In the meantime, they're soaking up every snap.
Balls away.
And there's no penalty flag for that.
First question was to me, did you have fun? And I said, yeah, absolutely, it was fun. And that's kind of the main thing that I wanted to do, was just have fun. We're not doing it for the money. We're just doing it to come out here and just have a good time, and it was a good time.
Yeah, he's been my role model throughout my whole life, so it's been great getting to referee with him.
All right, good work. Keep it up.
This crew with family ties ended up officiating 5 games together this fall, and they already have plans to do it again next season. In the meantime, Rob and Mark are looking forward to returning to the college basketball court soon. For Rob, it'll be his first Big Ten basketball games since the COVID-19 pandemic brought the Big Ten tournament to a screeching halt this past spring.